Chill Good Podcast. This might not be a long one. It might just be a short one. And sometimes with these, I just be inspired to put them out. For whatever the reason. Thank you to whoever listening. Listen to Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, something like that. I appreciate it. Shit, if you tuned in on YouTube, I appreciate it too. It's 1 or 2, or it's a few. I appreciate it. Hope you like, share, subscribe, and all this shit. So, what I really want to talk about, something that, really on my mind all day, is this shit right here. People have to understand truth versus validity and context versus nuance. These days, it seems like people have lost the concepts, of context versus nuance. They don't, quite understand. They also don't understand the differences between truth and validity, and the different types of truth, different type of, there's all type of shit. But in a nutshell, truth is the complete accuracy of whatever was, whatever is, or whatever will be. It's ever proof. It's beyond doubt, dispute, or debate. And it's a final test of right or wrong of people's ideals and beliefs. And validity is, in my opinion, defined as the eternal consistency of an argument. That is, the conclusion reached consistent, reasonable information used to reach that conclusion. So on any subject, there can be one or only one truth, or there can be multiple truths. That's when the context and the nuance. A dead clock is right twice a day. For instance, there either is or is not a God. And however you deem that, however you deem it, and how you live it, is exactly how you live it. With everybody, the concept of truth is very different. You know what I'm saying? But let's go deeper on truth and we should jump into this. Like I said, there either is or is not a God. And since these two are mutually exclusive and opposite, only one of these two positions can be true. But the only one who determines that is you. Either it is or it ain't. That's what my mom used to say. God rest her soul. People gonna fuck with you or they ain't. You understand? That's just how it is. And for any subject, there can be many valid positions. Let's go back to the God analogy I just used. With both positions that there is or is not a God, with positions that there is a God and there is not a God, both can be real and argued as valid or reasonable. Let me say that shit again. Both positions that there is a God and there is not a God can be real and argued as valid or reasonable. I was reading this book, by Krishnamurti. What you do, Krishnamurti? I think it's called Truth is a Pathless Land. You know what I'm saying? And, it don't matter how you get to the truth, just as long as you get to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's important. People know. So sometimes people just want to speak and not listen. And that's fine. But when you listen to somebody completely, attentively, then you are listening not only to the words, but also to the feeling of what is being conveyed, to the whole of it, not part of it. That's a quote from Jiddu Krishnamurti that comes from You Are the World, Authentic Report of Talks and Discussions in American Universities, 1998. You can go find that shit on YouTube, all type of shit. It's also another quote from Krishnamurti. Then I'm going on some other part that I was reading about. It is truth that liberates. It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. Let me say that shit again. It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. Now I'm gonna come up with some other partner. Rumi. You know what I'm saying? This phantom world gave you false signs, but you turned from the illusion and journeyed to the land of truth. Two more quotes. I picked these out. I had these written down all day. For some reason, I just felt like, my topic was totally different from what I'm doing now, but sometimes you get inspired by certain shit. So this other quote from Rumi is, "You are the truth from foot to brow." Now, what else would you like to know? You are the truth from foot to brow. Now, what else would you like to know? This is one of the quotes that I tell myself every day. The last one I'm going to use. Let go of your worries. Let go of your worries and be completely clear-hearted, like the face of a mirror that contains no images. If you want a clear mirror, behold yourself and see the shameless truth which the mirror reflects. If metal can be polished to a mirror-like finish, what polishing might the mirror of the heart require? Between the mirror and the heart is the single difference. The heart conceals secrets, while the mirror does not. Let me say that shit again. Between the mirror and the heart is the single difference. The heart conceals secrets, while the mirror does not. Some deep shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of this shit, I got some more notes and shit, but I'll go up and down for shit. Everything is not as it seems. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in life you go wrong and you try to see opportunities to improve yourself. When you start finding the purpose and you trying to find ways to, because like if you ain't nobody already and you come up with an idea, you're going to try your best to find ways to get your message out. You know what I'm saying? And like I said on my last few podcasts, I might have said it on one before this one. But when you know you got a good heart, you know what I'm saying? Like I move being genuine. You know, like I get, you know what I'm saying? I might get mad at, whatever I'm mad at, and I move the fuck on. That's how it always been. But at the end of the day, it's night. Something gotta happen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some shit is worth arguing over. And sometimes it's not. See, a person that already has their mind up about how they perceive you, you can't tell them anything else. You can't try to, first of all, you gotta wonder, well, who is this person I'm trying to prove myself to? People don't know me. And vice versa. But sometimes you can find yourself getting sucked in to certain shit. And sometimes people can kind of step on your shit. For no reason. Then you kind of sit back like, you know what I'm saying? That's why, I think, I thank God that I got the type of family I got around me. Like I said, from my mother, God rest her soul, to my grandmother, God rest her soul. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my dad. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. See, I was raised to know the difference. And although I was raised to know the difference, at times I could be misled. It doesn't matter that sometimes your heart can go into some shit that you really, really believe in. You know what I'm saying? This trail pill shit is what I believe in. The logo, it may look a little funky. That's because it's fueled by the funk. My dad's a lot older than other people's daddies, you know what I'm saying? He had me when he was almost 50, so I ain't excusing myself. I'm fueled by the funk. I'm powered by the funk. I'm inspired by the funk, the creativity, the natural shit, the letting that shit roll. So when I thought about the logo and I seen some shit on YouTube, I just snatched that shit. Fuck it. And redid it my own way. Because I liked it. Paid for the little image and all that shit. Because, like I said, my past, goddamn, mouth getting dry. Smoking this weed and shit. past episodes. Nigga, I done seen a lot of shit and done a lot of shit that I wasn't even supposed to do or see. And I'm not telling niggas that to feel sorry for me. I'm telling niggas to understand that sometimes it's bigger than all of us. You know, I had a struggle with some pill shit. I went down a deep, dark road with my depression. My mama died. I was like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. And I tried my best to numb the pain, but I couldn't. When I came down off the pills, when I came down off that weed and that drink, nigga, it was still me looking back in the mirror and not seeing shit. You understand? Sometimes you can look in the mirror and not see a motherfucking thing. Question your whole existence, like, damn, why the fuck am I here? But if she would never pass, I would have never grown. See, I was a boy still at that point. Yeah, I had a kid and I was, you know what I'm saying, being a good father. I'm on the college campus, I'm going to school, being a father, all the same goddamn time. Yeah, all that shit. But mentally, a part of me was still a boy. When she left, I had to tie up a lot of loose ends. Me, my brother, and my dad had to tie up a lot of loose ends on shit that she did. Shit that we didn't even know she did for us. Shit that we didn't even know that we'll miss from her. And that taught me something. I don't have no excuse. At that point, I stopped looking at people for validation. Can't nobody tell me who the fuck I am. Good or bad. Nigga, I know. The only reason I know, because I've attuned myself. And see, me, a lot of times, I've been down in dark places, man. I try to keep myself smiling a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I be joking around and shit. But behind that shit be a whole lot of pain. But I suck it up every fucking day. Because I sat there and I watched a woman suck it up. Going through cancers, going through chemo, having tubes in and out, going to surgery, getting stapled shut, sewed up, unsold, staples out, rush back into the goddamn room. They gotta grab a fucking tumor out the side of a fucking grapefruit out our back. Then come back, then restaple, then resew up. Nigga, in my childhood, I done helped my mother and my father learn how to walk again, twice each. Twice each. And in my mind, I was like, damn, why the fuck do I, all my friends is doing this. It wasn't for me. That was my purpose. Hidden in that lesson. Help people. Get back. on their feet and get moving. But first, you got to get up on your own feet to keep moving so you can help somebody else. That's what I learned from all that. At that time, my dad was telling me about his life, how it was, how he feels, what he's done. And we always had these talks, but this one was kind of different. He opened up some more. He opened up how he felt about me. Told me who I was. Told me what I represent. Told me that one day it's going to be a time where I run into my purpose, where those, like I said, like the quote said, Krishnamurti, truth is the pathless land. Don't matter how you get to the fucking destination, as long as you get to it. And he said, son, I want you to know that you validate yourself. I know you like your friends and they cool. I know you playing football and all that shit is alright. But don't forget that. At the end of the day, it's you who validates you. You got to live with yourself in whatever you've done. No matter how big the mistake was, you got to live with yourself. You got to be accountable, and you got to hold your own weight. Ain't nobody going to be there for you. One day, me and your mama not going to be here to help you. That's why I'm telling you this. At that time, I didn't understand it. But as I got older, I started to understand. When I lost my mother, I got it. It snapped for me. I'll never forget. I was sitting on my apartment steps, 2:38 in the morning, smoking. On Thursday night. Damn. Mama gone. I gotta tie all this shit up. I gotta watch out for these people who she said told me to watch out for. Also, whatever happens in my life, I gotta be accountable for it. When I had my baby, I was accountable for it. Right there. Everything I ever did, I was right there for it. Holding my own weight. I ain't never been a nigga who had a whole lot of friends. But I'm me. I'm a cool motherfucker. Cool, calm, and collected. See, a lot of these niggas talking about this man shit. I'm a man. I'm a this, I'm a that. But sometimes, all that you hear is niggas barking and not listening. See, a man listens. He says what he got to say, and he listens. Then he's able to agree to disagree and move the fuck on. There's other shit to worry about. I'm not in no business to go back and forth with no niggas. Not in real life, not on the internet, none of this shit. And if somebody has something that they want to say against me, that's fine. Because I know the truth. Don't bother me. Whatever it is, it can't faze me. Because I validate myself. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas be searching for everybody else's validation. They want everybody else's validation. They want them niggas to say, hey, he's a real nigga. They want him to say, hey, you's a trill nigga. They want you to say, hey, man, you go. You the best that ever was. Oh, yeah. And they hear that shit, they get charged up. Yeah, I'm the best. Ooh, Super Saiyan. Yeah. And that's all right. Because everybody deserves to be champion if they accomplish something. Hell. Especially if it means something to you. But if that's all you have to validate yourself, what happens when everybody else goes away? You gotta stand right back in front of that mirror and look at that nigga who looking back at you. That's what I do I do that every morning. I be like, Khalil, what we gonna do, Khalil, today? You ain't feeling good. You got up a little late today. It's 4:30 in the morning. We usually get up around 3:30, 3:35. You know what I'm saying? Bust down some push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Get a little You know what I'm saying? Get charged up. Shit, by 4:45, we at the door. You know what I'm saying? We had to go do whatever. You understand? Every day. See, when I created this shit, I created it for people to feel like they got somewhere to go. Meaning, in our community, nobody give a fuck about no mental health shit. Nigga, we don't have enough physicians. We don't have enough psychiatrists, and you know what I'm saying? All that shit. All that shit. So people grow up, they have a false sense of what a man and what a woman is supposed to be. And it's not just all one thing. You got to be able to listen. You got to be able to discern certain shit. And sometimes you're going to get shit wrong. Because you're human. And that's all right. Let me get back to this shit. I'm going to stay on topic. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too far off my mind. Be here for 2 hours. And a 2-hour audio shit take a long time to fucking upload to motherfucking YouTube, but this should take forever. Anyway. The threshold for truth is measured as absolute certainty. And the threshold for validity is measured using the entire continuum of certainty. The truth is tied to self-esteem. Resolving the arguments related to truth require a win or lose environment. Arguments related to truth require a win or lose environment. If a single truth exists, there are 2 problems. Number 1, we don't know who knows the shit. Number 2, we don't know if it can be accurately communicated to other people. Again, we don't know who knows it, and we don't know if it can be accurately communicated to other people. Validity is tied to the information available. And the goal in arguing validity is to find out which position is an argument is the most valid one at the time the resolution is reached. The most valid position might change as new information becomes available. It just depends. It's one of those things. But it's up to the person that's trying to identify what's truth, what type of truth versus validity, what type of, So, arguing over the truth, it promotes dogmatism. And dogmatism discourages constructive argumentation. Now, niggas on the other side of this goddamn speaker, or the fuck you hearing this, like, my nigga, what the fuck is dogmatism? Huh? I mean, what you saying is all, it's all good, but nigga, we don't understand it. All right, nigga, sit back and fucking listen. All right? Dogmatism is the tendency to lay down principles as incontrovertibly true without consideration or evidence or the opinion of others. An example, another example, because no niggas need examples. You know what I'm saying? Dogmatic is a strong expression of opinions, as if they were facts. Say that shit again. Dogmatic is when the strong expression of opinions as if that were fact. I mean strong expression. Such strong expressions. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So someone has just strong opinions about, their opinions. They just stand behind their opinions as if they were facts. That discourages constructive argumentation. I stutter a little bit. Hold up. Smoke in my mouth getting dry. I stutter. Hold up. Shit. Woo. God damn it. All right. Dogmatism. Feeling strongly about the opinions as if they were facts. What that does is that just discourages constructive argumentation. See, some people like to argue. And that's fine. But to argue takes more than one person. And for some, having to argue for the most valid position, for some, it promotes open-mindedness. And the open-mindedness encourages. You know what I'm saying? See, everybody got to come to all this shit with an open mind. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear some shit that's shocking to you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some shit that be like, all of a sudden, what's your first reaction if it's something that's negative? Right. It's anger, right? Confused. What the fuck? Huh? The fuck going on? But let's go back. If a single truth exists, number one, we don't know who knows it. And number two, we don't know if it can be accurately communicated to others. So, shit like truth and what's real and what's trill and, you know what I'm saying? All that, subjective. It can be whatever somebody wants it to be. Sometimes, when it's the type of truth that comes along that's like, damn, that's how niggas feel. You know what I'm saying? That's how niggas feel. That's how niggas feel about anything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, damn, all right. God bless you. Keep moving. That's what men do. Not sit, argue. Like, only thing I pretty much argue about is maybe some anime shit, some video game shit, some sports shit. That's about the limit of bullshit I'll, argue over. Actually, argue with purpose. Or just in fun. The rest of this shit, we don't do all that. Don't do all that shit. We don't do all that. I just don't do all that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm an introverted person. I'm an introverted extrovert, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm cool with myself. But if I'm out in public, I'll chop it up. Have a conversation. Once I start talking, it'll be hard for me to stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them type niggas. I ain't gonna say shit if you don't say nothing to me, but once we start, it just fucking starts. You know what I'm saying? Wherever it goes, it goes. I don't give a fuck. That's how I've met, you know what I'm saying, some of my, you know what I'm saying, best friends. Some of these niggas is just linked up. Like when I was kids, I just, had a few partners that, a few of them, they're still around. We still had these conversations about all this shit. About everything. What's going on over here? What's going on with people's family. You know what I'm saying? They got kids, they fathers. I got kids with my father. I done been through a divorce. Partner been through a divorce. This nigga in a second marriage. This nigga wilding out. Other partners a player. You know what I'm saying? We just chop it up. We just have real conversations about life and how that shit turned out and what's important and what's not. And the one thing that we all can agree on that's important is when you put something behind a purpose, when you put your all into a purpose, like when you really put your shit, it's like when you really put your whole toe, the ball of your foot, your Achilles, your leg, your kneecap, thigh and shit, and something that's your purpose, it means something to you. It holds weight. So you move with the truth. You lead with it. You head on with it. Like I was telling my partner the other day. I told my partner this. I told my dad this shit. I told my brother this shit too. No. You done been through as much shit. You react a certain way to certain shit. Everybody said they done been through, you know what I'm saying? And everybody has a story. Everybody has been through struggles. But sometimes you gotta act like you've been through them shits and listen and learn. You didn't go through all that bullshit. just to keep doing the same shit that logs you in the problem that you were in the first place. Example, I got married, got divorced. The end. How do I fix that problem? Like getting married again. Simple. That should be simple. You know what I'm saying? You know? But acquiring the truth, this is the best part of the whole goddamn podcast. We done waited 41 minutes to get to this shit. And a lot of this shit is off notes and shit. You know, whatever. You know. But acquiring the truth is not the goal. You know, arguments and critical thinking for some people. You know? Some people just recognize valid positions and they find out which position they feel better in. Basically, they're going to say whatever it takes to make them feel better. Even if that means something that they say means heavy. It means heavy. They say it so freely. They say it so careless. They say it as if that's what they were thinking the whole time. They didn't take the time out to say it. They didn't try to find out. They just want to argue for the simple fact that whatever, that's how I feel, that's what it is. But acquiring the truth, it ain't the goal when you're trying to argue. And it definitely ain't the goal when you critically think. You know what that makes sense. But fuck it, I ain't gonna try to reword it, but I mean, it's what it is. You know. Moral of the story is, rest in peace, Tyler Craig. Tyler Craig, a comedian. You probably used to, remember him from Comic View. As a kid, I used to watch Comic View. You know what I'm saying? It was Comic View. It was like Flavor TV. Then go back 2 o'clock BET. You know, it was uncut. Listen what that thing smell like. And see the exclusive version of Tip Drill and shit like that. Moral of the story. It's that you validate you. You understand? Sometimes you can't be too quick to jump in or jump out. You just gotta see it for what it is and see it for what it ain't. You can't win them all. You can't get out here and try to prove everything to everybody. If you think with your emotions, you're gonna fuck up. That's how niggas fuck up and make dumbass decisions. You know what I'm saying? They just move off emotion. They just fuck it, You know what I'm saying? That's how, a lot of these, you know what I'm saying, young niggas. Like I teach my kids, you know what I'm saying? I teach my kids that, hey, you're not gonna move out no emotion. It don't matter what somebody do, unless they touch you. let people think whatever they want to think. And if you watch them close enough, they're going to tell you everything that you need to know about it. And from that point on, once you start realizing shit, that's when you don't take shit out of context. That's when you don't get frustrated over shit. Like, you might get frustrated just because you're human. So when you hear something that's fucked up, especially something that's, you know what I'm saying, with like, you know, your name or something that represents you in some way, you get fucked up about like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Wait a minute, what? You might have to grab the goddamn remote, rewind that shit. Whoa. You get frustrated. You start trying to, hold up, man. But then, after a minute, it's like, nah, move the fuck on. At the end of the day, it's not. At the end of the day, it's not. Stay true. Mind your mental to be monumental. Sometimes you may even have to overstand being misunderstood.